Hello, how's your Holy Week going? Mine's going quite well. I was this afternoon watched peeping into a lady's window, and the lady was dressed in her pyjamas. It's not quite as bad as it seems. The person watching me was another witness, and I was the other witness watching this lady who's 82 signing her will, and this is the new approved way of safely carrying out legal documentation in a world of coronavirus. We have been very busy in the office this week, and I've been at work again for a second day, and we're also being very careful. I'm being very careful because I'm the only person in the office and I don't have to mix with anybody at all. One of my favourite default positions. But I was surprised and not a little angry to find that somebody has been in when I wasn't there and has nicked the antibacterial hand wash. So that made me today even more anxious, even more cautious, and I've been washing my hands vigorously with fairy liquid, and now my skin has turned into sandpaper. So I'll be exploring the wonderful world of my wife's moisturiser jar later on. And that's what we've become this week. It's been a world where we're more cautious, we're more fearful, we don't want to take any risks, and we're trying to avoid anything horrible because who knows, it could be you or me next. And that's the very opposite of the message Jesus is preaching in Holy Week. And I want you to imagine perhaps that you were one of his disciples and you've come to Jerusalem, or somewhere like London really, of its day, a big sophisticated international city where Jesus' enemies have their base, and you're following him quietly behind, and you're down from some obscure northern backward dark area. I'm trying to think of an equivalent in England, but just for the moment the name escapes me. And you're in Jerusalem and you're frightened and you don't want to draw attention to yourself and you don't want to make a big splash. But that's not what Jesus does. From the very start, he's in everybody's face. So bang, let's have a big parade. Bang, let's have a riot in the temple. Bang, let's teach every day in front of huge crowds. And if you were one of his disciples, perhaps you were saying, "Ooh, hang on, Jesus, just row back a little from this." And as the excitement grew and as the tension grew, and remember Jesus was winding up his enemies as well as his friends, perhaps you were looking for an exit, a shortcut, and perhaps you'd be much happier if you were back in Chorley. Well, we're often afraid, aren't we? And we don't want to be the centre of that kind of attention or making that kind of fuss. And we know that in the next few days, Jesus will stretch his disciples to breaking point. He will stretch his enemies until they are forced to act against him. And in the end, after he's broken them, he hands himself over in turn to be broken on the cross. So this bit of Holy Week is all about failure and being broken. And perhaps it teaches us that we always fall short. We always fail. Not one of us can live up to the demands of the gospel or following Jesus. It's always going to be difficult for us unless we are broken, unless our pride is taken apart and our fears are exposed. And perhaps then is the message of Holy Week, and perhaps only then you can begin to build a life on Christ's foundations, because you've been pushed to one side. And perhaps then you can build the glorious Christian life which will follow on Sunday. Hope the rest of the week is good. See you soon. Thanks. Bye.